For this particular part of the recording, we're going to be doing the domain and the range. So the emphasis will be on the domain and the range. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Domain, by definition, is the possible x values of a relation, and the range is the possible y values of a relation. Let's do the first one here. Let's do the domain. The x values for this particular case is limited from -3 to +3. The y values will be also limited, and it goes from -11 to +11. For this particular table, the domain will be the possible x values. So it will be this one, and the values are -1, 0, 2, and 7. The range will be the possible y values, and they're -1, 2, 8, and 23. Let's write down the coordinates of the points. -3, 1, 0, -5, 1, 3, 5, 0. The values for the domain are -3, 0, 1, and 5. The values for the range are -5, 0, 1, and 3. Okay, let's go to the next slide. For the next slide, this is a continuous function. And you know that the arrows indicate that it's going to go endlessly up, endlessly down. And for this particular example, the x values will range from -infinity to +infinity. The y values will be the same, from -infinity to +infinity. Now, what about if we have a straight line like this one? Okay, the domain for this particular case, okay, let's do the range first. The range will be from -infinity to +infinity again, but the x value is limited to just one value of x, and that's x equals -3. Now we have a parabola, we have a quadratic function. Now if you look at the x goes endlessly in both direction, left and right, and so you're from -infinity to +infinity, and so the domain will be from -infinity to +infinity. However, the y is limited. It only goes up to 2 right there. So therefore, your range will be y less than or equal to 2. It's just from 2 down. For this particular example, your y values will be from -infinity to +infinity. But the x is limited. It is going to the right and ends at 0. The maximum is 0. So x will be less than or equal to 0, or -infinity to 0. Now we have a function here that is piecewise. So when we do this, we're going to say that the x will go from -4 to +5, inclusive of the endpoints, and the y will go from -3 to +4. So the domain will be from -4 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 5, and the range will be from -3 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 4.